I already know this video is gonna be long. I really need to do this for self-reflection. I need to stop. I need to be stopped. Today, I'm gonna be going through my entire Colourpop eyeshadow palette collection. I have well over 20. I recorded this on my iPhone, so all of the palettes are like backwards. So sorry about that. Now, I keep everything in the boxes because I'm crazy. I don't know why. Is I have Going Coconuts. This is a really good palette. It took some time to like love it because this is actually the second one that I've had. I have another one that I have to toss. I depotted the shades that I like use the most, which is like the shimmers and like this one. Because my other one, I feel like the quality of it was so bad and I was like, so that's why I never used it. Then I got this one and I mean, I still don't really use it because I have so many palettes, you know. I mean, it's majority Colourpop, but I have so many palettes. But I do like it so much more now that I have the new one because the old one was, Next, I have Nude Mood, which this one I used to use this one a lot when I first got it. And now I like never use it. Like I low-key want to maybe like declutter it because I don't know, I feel like every time I use it I get really bland looks, and like warm tone nudes is like my thing, and I don't know, I just feel like I get a bland look every time I use it, which is strange. Next palette I have is Strawberry Shake. I wanted it for so long and then like I got it after like a year of wanting it, and guess what, I used it once. It's really good. I actually really like this palette. I don't know, I just never pick it up or use it, and it's got really nice pink shades. It's got a nice bright pink in the middle. No, I just don't pick it up. I just don't pick it up. I think it's a really good palette. I don't know why I don't pick it up. Literally wanted this palette for so long. The colors are so me, and I've used it like a few times. But She's Got Solstice, this was like Ulta exclusive. I was so obsessed with it when I got it because like these peachy tones are like everything to me. I love using peachy tones, peachy browns, warm tones, and like I just never picked this up. I've literally used it like, I don't know, 3 times, 4 times. Like, why don't I use my palettes? Like, but next I have the cutest palette ever, the Baby Yoda. Now this one I actually only got because the Baby Yoda is just too cute, like the cutest in the galaxy with Baby Yoda. The colors are great, they perform really well, the greens are really good. You could get like a nice neutral look with like the peaches the peaches and the gold, but I just still don't pick this up. I'm obsessed with this green though, this like light green. Next up is That's Taupe, another one that I've used like twice. But this is because, now this one I got because it's really pretty, but the reason I don't use it is because I don't really use cool tones. I'm a bigger fan of warm tones on me. I used to be really into cool tones when I first started getting into eyeshadow, like back when I was in high school, but after I got to college, I was all into warm tones, and I've been, like, I'm in my 4th year of college and I have been wearing warm tones literally since I started. It's just my thing. I don't know, so like the cool tones kind of intimidate me and it's kind of hard to be inspired by this, but like that's why I wanted it, because it's something different. I think makeup preferences just naturally change throughout the years, so that's why I like to have that option of cool tones if I want to wear cool tones. I also have this one, which is beautiful, Cool Tone Pinks, Making Mauves. This one is so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. The shimmers in this palette are, I would literally buy this palette again if I hit pan on all these shimmers just to have these shimmers, because they are delicious. Oh wow, that's one swipe. Like the shades in this palette are just gorgeous. If you like pinks, get it. So next I'm gonna show 2 like sister palettes, I guess, that I really like. What's it called? Lil Ray of Sunshine and Big Poppy. This looks like I haven't even used it, but I swear I've used this. And same with Big Poppy. Big Poppy I haven't used as much because it's a bit newer to me, but I have used it and it's gorgeous. This is like me in a palette, like orange warm tones. Anyone will tell you that that is me. I think an all matte look looks so good sometimes. It looks so chic, so elegant. but I do love me my shimmers, I ain't gonna lie. So I just like that it's something like a little different. Well, I still have the old going coconuts here, which I'm not gonna show. Then I have Baby Got Peach, but this one I'm actually giving to a friend because I don't know, I used to love this palette. I did use it quite a bit. This just doesn't get any use from me anymore. The colors don't really inspire me anymore, even though they are warm tone peachy tones. I don't know, I think I got a little bored of it after a while. Next, I actually got their new release, Wine and Only, and I've only used it once because I've only had it for like about a week, and the quality of this is honestly so good. Sometimes Colourpop can be really inconsistent at times, where some shades are great and some aren't. Clearly that doesn't matter to me because I keep buying from them and nothing is stopping me. There's always like one dud in the palette or maybe more, but in that one, oh my god, I'm telling you, every single shade is so smooth, so nice. I got a really good look out of it the day I used it. I love that palette. Next up, we have Grandeur. Everything in this collection I wanted. I only got this, and I got a blush and a lipstick. I tried not to get everything because honestly, the other palettes I feel like aren't really me. Like the Baroque one is beautiful. I might have to get that in the future. Like the packaging, I love this, like, you know, like almost like, I know the other one is Baroque. You think of Baroque art, but like, you know, that Renaissance art, you know, post-medieval period art. Like it just makes me so, oh, it just makes my heart happy. I think it's so pretty. The packaging of this is gorgeous, and the colors in this palette, like they just really get me. Like these warm tone browns, and it's like a bit of a deeper palette. I always like to wear a more dramatic eye. I like drama in my looks. This one I actually really like. I haven't used it so much just because I have so many, but this one is a palette I curated myself for the like build your own palette. There is 2 glitters in here, which I thought they were shimmers, and then I found out that they were glitters and I was like, damn it. However, they are both really pretty, so I don't regret it. So the last palette that I have, the one that's on my Poshmark, I don't know if I said it already, but it's in A Trance. So it's like the Pastel Palette. I don't want to open it just because like I already sanitized it, because if I'm gonna sell it, I don't want, you know what I mean, like I don't want to touch it yet. I'll probably sanitize it again before I ship it out. I just don't want to touch it, you know what I mean. And another thing for 2021, I'm trying to get rid of the things that I don't use, stop spontaneously buying, and buy things that really do catch my eye and really do interest me, things that really inspire me, not just buy it because it's the newest release from Colourpop, because that's literally all I do. I'm sure a lot of people do that too. I know I'm not alone. But basically the end of all of my 9 pans. I have 6 more in a vault, but I'll get to that at the end. So now we're getting into the 12 pan palettes. First up is Sweet Talk. Now this palette, I think I'm genuinely only keeping it for the packaging because I do not use this palette at all. And also, I don't know what it is, but I just don't think the quality of this palette is good. And again, I think it's just the inconsistency with Colourpop. I think I got like a bad batch because I know people who have this palette and love it and use it all the time because they're buttery, they're smooth. I think it's just mine. Like how the old Going Coconuts one was. I think it's the same thing with this palette because the shades in here are gorgeous. I love this shade right here. Oh my god. But the packaging of this is so cute. I don't think I could ever get rid of it. These are like my top 3 favorite eyeshadow palettes. And I love these so much. Oh my god. The first one that I have here is California Love. This, again, me in a palette. Look at the warm tones, the oranges, the warm browns. This is so gorgeous. The only thing that I don't like about it is that there's only like 4 true mattes. The rest of the darker mattes are the like mattes with glitter in it. I don't know, like I just wish they were true mattes. I don't mind the mattes with glitters. I just wish there was more true mattes in that palette because I feel like I would use it more. But that is literally one of my favorite palettes. It's so good. The quality of that one is... And I have this one, which unfortunately they discontinued this, Double Entendre. This palette makes me feel so good. I don't know what it is. And I think a lot of people mix this up because it looks very like neutral when you look at it like this. I would say this is more of a warm toned palette. Like it's not as warm as California Love, but it's definitely not neutral to me. Like it's neutral, but it's more on the warm side. And then this is probably like my number one. I love this palette so much. This is, and my friend, she got me this for my birthday. Thank you. Thank you, Jackie. You're the best. I love this palette like to death. It always makes me feel so beautiful. Like every time I wear this on my eyes, I feel so good. I'm like, I look like $1,000,000 right now. I really don't pick this palette up enough, and I should, because it's gorgeous. I feel like I almost could have gotten the same look that I got today, but I actually used another palette, which I will be getting to quite soon. Okay, so the next palette I have is a very light palette, which is very contradicting to what I like. I like deeper palettes. I like to get a deeper look. I like smoky eyes. I like to really smoke out my shadow. With this palette, you can't really do that, but it's the Wild Nothings. The packaging is adorable. You really cannot get a deep look from these shadows, but it's honestly so pretty. And I do feel really pretty when I wear these shadows, because I do use this brown and I really smoke it out as much as I can. But it gives such a light, pretty look. And I can imagine that this coming spring, I'm going to be picking this up a lot because, you know, it came out in the summer, which, you know, 2020 was a mess. And obviously Colourpop, they closed down their site for a while, so a lot of their releases were delayed. I feel like maybe that was supposed to come out in the spring, but it was delayed until like late July or something, or even August. I can't really remember. And I was using it a lot in the summer, but you know, it's more of a spring palette to me. The next palette that I have is the famous Sailor Moon palette. I actually used this on New Year's. I used this in the crease and then this on my lid, and I really liked it. And I'm really sad that I don't pick this up enough, but I just think it's hard to get a look out of this because, you know, you got the peaches and then you got like the colorful like shadows. And don't get me wrong, I love color. I love colorful shadows. I mean, even today I've got a bit of color going on. It's just hard to get like a full look out of it. For me personally, I don't know. I just don't really get inspiration from it. But next palette that I have is one that is talked about a lot. And it's actually the one that I'm wearing today. It's the collab with Raw Beauty Christie at Foresight. This palette is so cute. I love the packaging of it, the mushrooms, and the colors are gorgeous. I love the olive green down here and the emerald. This green shade is also beautiful. Today I have this like in the crease, and then I used this to do like the halo lid, and then I put the gold all over the lid. And when it comes back in stock, if you don't have it, honey, get on it, because it is worth it. It is worth the money. It's a little more expensive than their other palettes, but I promise, it is so worth it. Like, this look is gorgeous. And unfortunately, like everything else, it is a palette I haven't really gotten a lot of use out of because, well, you can guess. Next palette that I have is my biggest Colourpop palette, which is why it doesn't get a lot of use out of me. I prefer smaller palettes. I like a palette I can hold in my hand and do my makeup, and if it has a mirror, even better, because I want to hold it and see what I'm doing. Bigger palettes, it doesn't fit in my hand. I want it to fit in my hand, and I want to be able to do my makeup. I don't have a big desk, so it's hard to just lay it down and, like, you know, dip in and do my makeup. I mean, I'll do it when I have to, but I think it's just more convenient for me to have a smaller palette. However, the Bare Necessities palette is beautiful. I feel like this is a staple. Everybody has this palette. The shades are really, really pretty. It's a little more neutral for me because I like warmer tones. Obviously, it's a lot warmer than their new one, Stone Cold Fox, which I don't have. But it's not as warm as the other one that they have. It's All Good, which that one I actually had it, but I sold it because it, you know, I wasn't using it. It was a great palette, great quality, and again, warm tones. Bare Necessities palette, I think if you don't have it and you like neutral tones and you don't mind a bigger palette, I think you should so get it. It's really, really good. The quality of this one is so good, and even the palette itself, it has a good like weight to it. It feels really luxurious, and it's like only $30. Back to the 9-pan palettes, and it's the Dream Big Volts. I got this in 2019 when the Volt like kind of came out, and I got it during Black Friday. And Again, like I said before, Colourpop consistency. I don't know what was up. Every single palette I've gotten this year has been really, really good. But the palettes that I got last year, a lot of inconsistency. And I'm actually planning to toss a few of these, even though like I feel bad. Like I'm really trying to not be a Colourpop collector, but I feel like I'm turning into one. So that's why I'm like, oh, I don't want to get rid of it because then I won't have the Volt anymore. But I actually did depot shades from this red one, which I'll show you what I have later. But this is the main squeeze palette. The quality of this one just ain't it for me. I don't know what happened, but they're really dry, and some of them are kind of crumbly, and I'm like, honey, what happened? That's not Colourpop. That's not the Colourpop I know. However, the Orange You Glad one is incredible, and I love this palette. I've gotten a lot of use out of it. The only thing is that I kind of feel that like a lot of the shades in here are similar to the Big Poppy palette. And now that I have Big Poppy, I'm like, do I really need this? Because, but then again, it's so pretty, and I do love orange eyeshadow, so like, it speaks to me, and then like, I don't want to get rid of it because I have the Volt, you know. Same thing goes for Honey. This palette is very similar to the Lil Ray of Sunshine, the sunflower one. It may not look like it, but it is. All of these mattes, minus this very bright yellow, can be literally duped by that palette. They are like the same shade. Well, this one's a little less wearable, even though half the colors are the same, but I think the other one is a little more wearable because you get like a reddish brown and like deeper browns. Then, just my luck. All I'm saving from this palette basically are the shimmers, because the quality of this one was honestly shit. Worst one out of the Volt. And I don't understand, because so many people say that it is their favorite palette. Their greens are amazing. It's so smooth and buttery. It's so good. It's so this, it's so that. And I'm like, honey, not for me. It's so patchy and hard to, like, you can't really build them up. Like, I don't know what's wrong with that one, which is why I'm just keeping the shimmers. However, Blue Moon, baby. This palette really does have my heart. I've used this. It looks like I haven't, but I've used this a whole lot. It is so gorgeous. The blues in here are insane. This one, Fine China, bro, so pigmented. They build up nicely. They blend really nicely. It is so good. Like, wow, they really didn't miss with the blues. They really didn't. I wonder how they are. I'm sure they're good because I don't have the Fade into Hue palette because I already have this Volt. However, if I ever were to get rid of this Volt, I would buy the Fade into Hue. Even though I do love Blue Moon. So I would have to buy Blue Moon again. The last one is It's My Pleasure. This is the purple one. Now, I actually was so uninspired by this when I first got it. I did not like it. I never really used it, and I've been using it a lot recently, and I really love it. This is really good quality, and it's man, it's gorgeous. I'm mad that I slept on it for so long. I think that the Fade into Hue palette is a little more worth it because you're getting all those colors in one palette. Even though it's a little bigger, you're getting it all in one palette, and I just think that that's a little more worth it than getting 6. So I would just get the blue one and the purple one. So Blue Moon and It's My Pleasure, I feel like they're the most unique ones that are in that Volt, so I wouldn't even get the Volt and just get those 2 palettes. You could find so many orange shadows, Big Poppy. You could get so many yellow shadows and other palettes of them, Lil Ray of Sunshine, and red shadow. You could find that anywhere, not even by Colourpop. You could find, I mean, you could find any shade of eyeshadow anywhere, but like not even by Colourpop. Red shadows are made by like everyone, and I feel like it's hard to mess up a red shadow. This is the last thing that I have, which is just where I depotted the shades. So I have the green palette, Just My Luck, even though this one I'm probably gonna toss because it's not that good. I just held on to it, I don't know why. This is from the main squeeze palette, the ones I'm keeping, and this is the Old Going Coconuts that I'm keeping. I'm just keeping the shimmer shades and the one dark matte. So basically that's my entire Colourpop eyeshadow palette collection. I hope you guys liked watching, and bye!